to do something a little fun today and decorate the barista area because I need a break from this sweater that I'm working on. I can't even show it to you. It is in timeout. I can't. I have redone the sleeves, I think 4 times, like each sleeve 4 different times. I just keep going back and forth. I've assembled this entire sweater too and pulled everything apart. So I think I'm just too indecisive because I like the yarn, I like the pattern, I like the crochet hook that I'm using. I want it to be a straight sleeve. No, I want it to be a bell sleeve. I want it to be tapered. No, I want it to be big and flowy. I just can't make up my mind. So it needs to sit in this closet here for a little bit. I can't look at it. I need to take a break from it. So instead, you and I are going to decorate my barista area for the spring. Typically, I like to do this every single month, but this is a special month because we're switching not only from Halloween, but also into spring. Like, it is time. Daylight savings has come and gone. It's sunnier. Spring is coming. So I'm going to pull out a couple of my tubs with some of the things that I've done in previous years for springtime. I'm really going to draw on dark greens and purple. So if you also want to decorate your barista area, throw this on, let the music flow, and give you a little inspiration. Something else that we're going to be doing this week is heading over to Michael's. They do have their spring lineup, and it looks like it's not only new colorways, but also a couple of new novelty yarns. So I want to see them in person. Maybe that'll spark some inspiration and I can do like just a really tiny project. Nothing major. I'm not thinking a big sweater or a cardigan or a blanket or anything like that. Just something that I can do this week, and then I can go back to my sweater and finish that up. You know, just a little palette cleanser. That's all I'm looking for. All the pieces of decor that I have for my barista area, they're constantly in use. Like, yes, they are decor for Halloween, but this is my go-to iced latte mug. So I'm pulling it down, using that, washing it, putting it back. The salt and pepper shaker, brought to the table, put back up here. These 2 mugs have my teaspoons in it, which I use for my tea all throughout the day to like take the tea bag out of the water. Oh, and then I also have the bone butter knife in here as well. So yeah, I'm constantly pulling them off. And I thought if anything was gonna break, it would be the salt and pepper shaker. But it ended up being this piece because I had set it really close to the recipe book. So when I pulled the recipe book down, it just pulled it along with it. But luckily, it didn't break the front. It was just the back. And it did shatter just completely. The parts that ended up on the floor were basically dust. So I have to figure out a way to repair this before I put it away because it's still functioning. I mean, I can definitely put some dried roses in there or something like that next year. I just need to stop it from breaking more because it's a little bit cracked on the side right there too. So I'm just worried that piece is going to come off altogether. Honestly, I would keep up for a little bit longer. Probably the hearts, I would take those down. And then this thing came from my library, so I would definitely put that back. I didn't find anything to replace it, so there's just this giant void where this little holder of flowers used to be. The moon cups, loved. They're so fun. Honestly, this could be, if it wasn't pink and had a heart in it, I would probably keep that up as well. But basically everything is going to come down and we need to go through and figure out some new coffee mugs to put up and or something else just entirely different over here. I don't know. We're just going to dig through the bin a little bit and play around. First, we need to put some music on because I found this at a thrift store for $1. So we need to enjoy this today. about some of the yarn that I found at Michael's today. Spring yarn just isn't typically the things that I reach for. It was ready for a lot of pastels, a lot of light colors, and a ton of stripes for whatever reason. I just feel like Michael's puts out a lot of stripy yarn in springtime, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I have to have a very particular vision in mind or a pattern. Like I can't just pick that up and have it in the yarn dungeon sometime to play around with it because I just know myself and I know I'm not going to. There were a couple that I was not only interested in, but actually very excited. First one that drew my attention was Big Twist. We have a new collection in the lineup of Big Twist called Gigi. Nothing about it says my go-to. It's a super bulky number 6, suggesting an 8mm crochet hook. There is a lot happening, and we have some pastel, almost cotton candy colors going on top of this black yarn. 93 yards, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams in total. It's an acrylic and wool blend. This is not going to be a yarn for everybody. It's just like one of those novelty yarns that either it's going to work for you or it's not going to. For whatever reason, it just really hit with me, and I wanted to see this as a pullover sweater. It's probably because I have the cotton candy crochet hooks from Furls. These ones. I do have, there we go. Yeah, this is an 8mm crochet hook. I got this originally because I have a couple of blankets going, and this is like my go-to crochet hook size for that. I have no idea how many skeins of yarn I'm going to need for this. 100 grams, 93 yards. That's not going to go very far, but again, it's an 8mm crochet hook, so the pieces are going to build up really, really quickly. Typically for a pullover, I would get 6 of these. But if I want to make any sort of ribbing with it, which I did not think about when I was in the store, I'm going to need a little bit more. Another reason why I think this is not going to be for everybody, it's hand wash only and lay flat to dry. I have a bunch of sweaters that are hand wash only, but normally things like Big Twists and loops and threads, I try to make these my easygoing type of sweaters so I can at least throw them in the wash. It's also reminding me of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is a super campy 80s horror movie. So the idea of just being wrapped up in this just brought me a lot of joy. I really don't think I'm going to have enough for ribbing. And also, I don't know, this might get in the way because it's very cumbersome. Like right here, I'm going to come into a little bit of an issue if I'm wanting to do a single crochet and then like back loop of single crochet to make the nice ribbing. I'm not going to do or even try a slip stitch with this. That would just chaos right there. The other thing is you can see it's kind of just sewn into this. So in the store, it looked like I could just pull this part off. Yeah, okay. So it's not on super well. Yeah, you can pull that off really easily. Okay. Another reason why they probably said, hey, hand wash it only. This stuff is fun. It's a novelty, but if you want to wash it, just be careful because these things are definitely going to come off. It's 25% wool, but you don't really feel that. It definitely leans more towards the acrylic side, but hopefully because of the wool, it'll be a little bit warmer. But we'll see. I'm gonna play around with that a little bit today. I feel like a bag of cotton candy. Like in every way, shape, or form of that word, I feel like cotton candy. It's super chunky, bulky. The bits of fluffiness all over it are just absolutely perfect. When I put this on for the very first time, which was about 2 minutes ago, I immediately felt like I was at the carnival and I was going to get some cotton candy at the machine, but like little bits of it came over top of the guard and got flung onto my sweater. And in total, it took me 2.5 days to make this. So not really mad about anything. The pieces came together really well. Well, actually, let's talk about the yarn for another second here. It was not the easiest yarn to work with. It did get snagged on my hook quite a bit. I did try switching from my resin hook to a metal hook and a wooden hook just to see if that made a difference with it. It did not. It just got snagged. A lot of times it would split right where there was like a little bit of this fluffy bit of yarn. I knew that though, especially the fact that it's a novelty yarn, that I was just going to have to take a little extra time and care as I'm making the stitches. That is another reason why I kind of decided to do no ribbing, like any part of it. On the bottom, my neck, my arms. Normally I do it on the sleeves at least. The sleeves and the bottom are the typical places that I will do that for a sweater. I don't think that's going to happen with this one because it was just really difficult to do anything lower than a double crochet or a single crochet by itself. So when I would do a single crochet, it did get caught at every bit of strand. Actually, let me grab the yarn that I have left so I can show you because it was pretty evenly spaced. Like when it's all together in the skein of yarn, it looks chaotic, and also when it's worked up it looks like super random where they have it, but it was very evenly spaced, so you knew exactly when it was going to transition over to another bit of the cotton candy fluff. I used 5.5 skeins in order to make this, which is kind of crazy. I thought for sure I was going to have to go back and get a couple more of these. Now, if I would have done ribbing, absolutely, I would have had to, I would say probably 2 more skeins of yarn I would need to use, because if I switched over from a double crochet to a half double or even a single crochet and did back loop only, it would have ate up quite a bit of yarn. I did use this to seam everything together, and this is a one and done for me. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I'll just switch over to some plain black yarn. Like if I want to make this exact pattern again, I'm just doing solid black yarn, or I will pull these little parts out in the strand of yarn that I have to seam everything together, because that was just, I wasn't having fun with it. And this was supposed to be a totally fun project, which it was until that moment in time. But yeah, I wouldn't seam with it together, which is, you're probably like, that's very obvious. It's going to be super difficult. There's going to be this big, essentially knot when you get to it. So yeah, let me show you how it is all laid out. Very consistent where everything is placed. When I was working with it, it was very easy to get into a rhythm of how many stitches can I get from here to here, so that way I can kind of go around this next one and also have it pushed forward, because I was running into that a lot too. Like I wanted the fluffy bits on the outside. Obviously, I don't want it on the inside. I want it to be out, be whimsical on the outside, and not just have some more texture on the inside. So I did get into a really good rhythm with it. Would I use it for other projects? It's gonna be yes and no for me. I'm not ever gonna have this in the yarn dungeon as something that I need to reach for, but I think it was fun. Like the purpose that I wanted it for was whimsy, and here we go. It was a whimsical yarn. I made a whimsical cotton candy sweater. I am gonna wear this quite a bit. The pastel color, it was throwing me off a little bit. I'm like, am I actually gonna wear this though? Because I don't have anything else in my wardrobe with this exact color, but I like it. I don't know. I think there's enough of the black yarn underneath it, and the texture just feels so nice. So thanks for hanging out with me this week. I genuinely needed it. Sometimes just to take a break and get away from a project and say, hey, I like you, but right now I can't. We can't do anything at this moment in time. Eventually I will come back to you, and I feel so much better, especially just doing something completely different. I mean, I know that we spent an entire week together making a brand new crochet sweater, but it was totally different. 8mm crochet hook. That's just still kind of wild to me how I use that to make a sweater and I enjoy it, because normally it's like the thick, chunky, bulky yarn. It's not my go-to. I'm not going to wear it every single day. Okay, well, it is very much so a thick, warm sweater. It is going to be my winter into spring. I mean, there's still snow around me right now type of sweater. I would definitely remake this pattern. And if you're still on the fence with the yarn of whether you want to try it out or not, I'd say just go for it. They have a bunch of different colorways that you can choose from. So the base isn't all just black. There's green, purple. I think there was like a yellow type of color. And then the speckles of the yarn are totally different as well. It was just fun. So if you need a break from your projects and you want something that goes very quickly, here you go. Try this yarn out. If you end up creating with this, please let me know what you make. I think a blanket would be really amazing too. I mean, double crochet, that's also fantastic. For movie nights, oh my gosh. Okay, well, I might be gaining some other colors to play around with now. For today though, that is everything. So thanks for hanging out with me again. I seriously appreciate it. Have a super spooky rest of your night, and I will see you in my next video.